Good morning and welcome. It's Corporate Governance Platform brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburiowo. On the program this morning, we'll look at the impact of corporate social responsibility on good governance and economic development. Our guest, we have Mr. Joshua ADEOYE, FCIS, former chairman of your state chapter of ICSAN. He'll be our guest on the program this morning. But with me right here in the studio is Mr. Michael Umogun, Deputy Registrar Operation ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Umogun.
Morning for me. Good morning, listeners.
All right. Good to have you right here on the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And of course, before we proceed, okay, I think I have Mr. ADEOYE. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning for me.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're fine as well.
Good morning, listeners at home.
All right. We're going to take this message and we'll be right back before we go into the discussion.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, ICSAN, definitely the hub of governance professionals. As I said earlier, we're looking at impact of corporate social responsibility on good governance and economic development. All right, Mr. ADEOYE, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. ADEOYE.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. ADEOYE, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, great. So let's look at the term corporate social responsibility. What do we mean by this and what does it entail?
Thank you for me. Corporate social responsibility, simply put, CSR, is a responsibility shown by a company for matters of general concern to the society in which it operates. It entails such issues as minimizing damage to the environment, promoting sustainable business development, having liberal employment policies, investing money in local community, helping to fight against crime, and even against pandemic that we just have something sort of that. So it is a commitment to make the environment better than you make it.
Now, so how does CSR fit into the template of corporate governance?
Yeah, CSR fits into the template of corporate governance because a company cannot be said to have a sound corporate governance ethos without a remarkable scorecard in CSR. And one of the easiest ways to assess a company is to look into its stance on CSR. How many disabled do you employ in your company? How much was spent to fight the pandemic in terms of relief materials? How many kilometers of road did you construct for your host community? How responsible are you as a corporate citizen to your host community? These are questions that will be asked about a company, and when the company does not have a good scorecard in those areas, then that company will not be recognized as a responsible corporate citizen.
So now let's look at the objective of CSR, which is charity, and then let's try to reconcile it with objectives of corporations, which is purely for profit making. How do we reconcile this?
The objective of corporate social responsibility, as you said, which is for charity, and the objective of the company, which is for profit making, are not diametrically opposed. In fact, the two are supposed to be pursued simultaneously. It is like a Yoruba adage that says, when a hunter kills a game and is making sacrifice, it's not because of the game he has killed already. It's because of another day. So when you engage in CSR, it enables you to have peace of mind to pursue your profit-making objectives. When you are good in CSR, the whole community will not be hostile to you. Employees will see you as a pleasant company to work with. You will enjoy good reputation, which is very, very key. You can be sure of future contracts. You don't have to pay damages to rectify environmental damages or improve the environment at certain features. You do not have to pay fines and other legal penalties. You don't have to pay victims of environmental damages. You don't have to pay costs of defending legal claims in the law court and all of that. So you agree with me that you cannot achieve your profit-making objective without, pursuing, your CSR. So the two of them should be pursued together.
Now, do you think small companies or organizations struggling to survive should be concerned with CSR?
Yes, as a matter of fact, all companies should see the need to embark on CSR. The reason is that everybody needs to defend his reputation. If a company is not to be compliant, you don't violate the environmental law. You promote safety and health, and you give scholarship or employment to the indigenous. If you endear employees, if you endear suppliers, if you endear creditors to want to transact business with that company, the host communities will rise to defend you when there's a problem. So whether you are small or you are big, you just have to commit something to corporate social responsibility, just to show that at least you are committed to making the environment more sustainable. You are committed to leaving something for the future generation so that we don't eat everything now.
Now, would you say it's ethical in governance parlance for entities to publicize their CSR?
CSR should not be used for image laundering. In fact, it should be seen as a way of life. It should be something you do every day. It should be something you are committed to. And every year, you are expected to, in your report, to say something about what you have done on corporate social responsibility. And every company should be identified with the major CSR they have embarked upon, even before the time of trouble. Look at Dangote Industries Limited, for instance. I understand they said they are doing some kilometers of roads for Nigeria to CSR. Everybody will like that. If a company takes on maybe a bus stop, or maybe you put a certain amount of money to help, people will know you and they will like you for that. And it's going to be your reputation that they are going to be living with.
You find that some companies, so whenever they are involved in certain scandals, that they try to bring to fore their CSR. What would you say to that?
Yes, when you have committed so much, or you at least shown some responsibility to corporate social responsibility, it is a good thing to say it every now and then. Because if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody's going to blow it for you. If you have committed certain amount of money to helping the society, say it. Well, there's a trouble or there's no trouble. But you are better off to say it when there's trouble, so that they will know that you have not been all concerned about yourself, about the shareholders alone. In fact, and there's this shareholder, this corporate governance that shareholders are reasonable. When you spend money and they see that the money you have spent is for a purpose, they will be reasonable. It is not every time that you have to declare profit without leaving anything for the society. So you should be able to at least say it anytime, any day, that look, I have done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this for the society, so that society will know that you are not just operating for yourself alone.
All right. So before I let you go, what advice do you have for companies, organizations on the concept of CSR?
Now, the advice that we give to companies generally is that let me emphasize that CSR is a benefit, serves as a benefit to the organization. When you embark on CSR, it gives you a very strong reputation. And when you have a good reputation, investors will prefer to hold their shares in your company. They will not want to leave you. Investors will prefer to deal with you because they know that this company, will not likely go under. Customers will prefer to buy from you. And employees out there will prefer to work with you. So companies now put people out there, they now put companies under close scrutiny for CSR, especially if your company has dominant market position, if you are dealing directly with customers, if you produce essential foods and drugs, if you exploit natural resources, if you depend on supply chains in developing countries, they want to look at your CSR. Look at oil companies in the Niger region. People are asking questions. Look at the Ogoni people. They are even asking questions that, look, they have degraded our society so much, so long. What are you going to give us as a damage? So it is better for companies to make sure that they leave something for the society so that they can operate freely, so that the government will be very happy with them, employees will be happy with them, customers will be happy with them, and even creditors will be happy with them. So everybody is going to be happy with them. Everybody will like to do business with them. So CSR is the way to go. And CSR should be seen as a way of life. That's my advice to companies generally.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua ADEOYE, FCIS, former chairman of your state chapter of Vixen. Thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Umogu, I understand we have some announcements.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So 3 of them in all, I'll just roll them out according to how they are planned and built to happen. The first one is ICSAN Annual General Meeting. That's number 48 in the series. It takes place tomorrow, and the venue is our National Secretariat, Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja. It commences at 11 a.m. For login details, meeting ID, passcode, and the rest, you can check our website, www.icsan.org. 15th July, the training unit will be having a program titled CS Practical Training Series, and it will be focusing on annual general meeting planning, investors relations, and shareholders communication. Commencement time for that program will be 10 a.m. on that day. For inquiries and registration for the program, kindly call Anita on 0701 113 0059. Our third and last announcement for the day is our annual general conference that will happen 15th September 2022, titled the National Debt Burden, Causes, Effects, and Realistic Economic Solution. The venue will be Shell Hall Muson Center. We'll be telling you more about the speakers and the discussants once we have these confirmed in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Lumogo, Deputy Registrar Operation ICSAN. All right. That's a bit this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. We'll return again next week, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. right here on Equator 9.7 FM. I am Funmi Omoburio. Enjoy the rest of the day.